My alarm sounds, waking me up. I turn it off and prepare for the day. After a quick breakfast, I drive to school and head to class.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I have some good news. Because so many of you did well on the pop quiz from last week, we're going to have another one.
Oh, look at us being rewarded. A chorus of groans circles around the classroom.
I knew you'd all be excited.
Everyone gradually falls silent as the TAs hand out the quiz. I breeze through the last quiz, and I'll breeze through this one too. Once the paper lands on my desk, I scribble in the correct answers. This material is all stuff I've already learned. After a few minutes, I turn in my completed test to the professor.
Done already? You still have plenty of time if you want to check your work.
Yep, it's been checked. The professor glances skeptically at my paper, then does a double take as he recognizes my name.
Oh, you're the student who got perfect marks on the last quiz.
Oh, perfect. I nod. He offers me a smile. I just nod, not like, oh cool, but like, yeah, that's me. I know this.
Thank you.
Soon everyone has turned in their paper.
Everyone awake now? Good. In today's lesson...
And as usual, it was a good class. I learned a lot. I gather my things and file out of the classroom with everyone else. Once I'm outside, my legs take me towards the hangar. I need to practice. My chat with Akira last Monday has been on my mind ever since. Our team has been on a really good streak, but are we strong enough to beat Akira's team? I swipe myself into the hangar and shake my head free of these thoughts. We have to beat Onabugeisha first. I pass Aura on my way to Eagle and hear voices raised in a heated argument. Oh no. Kaori glares at May, who looks exasperated.
I always have your best interests at heart. That's not true! When have I not? Have you already forgotten about what happened with Ryota?
It seems to me like May has been genuine with Kaori so far, so I wonder what the falling out really was. May looks taken aback.
Really? You're bringing that up? How was I supposed to know he'd react that way? You weren't supposed to tell him at all! Maybe not, but I was trying to help.
So you had a thing for Ryota, and you tried to... Okay. That's what I assume. Kaori's face contorts in anger.
I was humiliated in front of the entire school! Is that what you call helping?
In front of the entire school? How did you say that? I mean, like, how did May tell him that or whatever?
That's not fair. You know that wasn't my intention. And how Ryota handled the situation. Best friends don't treat each other like that.
Yeah.
I know.
May falters at Kaori's piercing stare.
Kaori. Well, none of that would have happened in the first place if you had just kept my secret a secret. It was all your fault.
May blinks rapidly. Oh, is she holding back tears?
I can't talk to you when you're like this.
No? Okay, good.
I need some time to calm down. Maybe then you'll listen to reason. Don't you dare!
May spins on her heel and walks away, her footsteps echoing behind her.
May! Ugh!
Kaori lets out a scream of frustration into her hands. As she turns around, she notices me. Perfect.
How long have you been there?
Again, why are they all terrible answers? I just got here's a lie. I didn't hear anything a lie. I mean, I didn't hear anything is a lie. And long enough to enjoy the show. Enjoy the show? That's such like a... You don't say that when someone's like clearly upset about this, you know? Like that's not... You don't do that. But I don't want to lie. Ugh. This is dumb. These answers are dumb. And I don't know if any of them are going to be phrased differently, of course. Because I absolutely heard everything. I just got here is like the most honest thing. Because just is kind of, like I did just get here. That conversation lasted like, what, 30 seconds? You know, that's like just getting here. Because I don't want to say this, you know, if I knew for a fact that Kaori and I were on better terms, and I knew how exactly I was going to phrase this, I would choose this option and ask if she was okay and everything. But if that does open up, so that middle option could mean, it could open up either like making sure that she's alright and possibly getting an answer out of her, and then maybe helping her resolve the entire issue, Or it could just lead to Cowdy hating me. Oh. You know what? Shoot. I can't quick save here either. I'll do that, and then if it's just me being an arrogant prick kind of thing, I'll reload, but I don't have that option. Son of a gun. I'm gonna, I'm gonna select the middle one and hope that I don't sound terrible. So, let me see if I got this right. May told some big secret of yours to this Yota guy who humiliated you in front of the whole school? Coyote's eyes widen, then she crosses her arms.
Why were you eavesdropping?
I don't think it counts as eavesdropping when you're shouting louder than all the mechanical whirring in here.
Well, you still shouldn't have listened.
So, what was that about anyway?
It was nothing.
Who's Yota?
Nobody you know.
Does he go here?
No.
So who is he then?
He is none of your business. Besides, you've already heard all about it when you were listening in on a private conversation.
No, that's not... My phone buzzes. Saved by the bell. Well, Saved by the Bell will buzz, I guess. Sorry, I better get this. Cowdy nods. She looks just as relieved as I am. I accept the call and walk further away from Cowdy. Hello?
Hey!
Hi, Yuna.
I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time.
No, this is perfect.
Okay, so your account manager with Dashu reached out to me.
Good!
We'll be close to campus later today and would like to meet with you.
Oh, alright. Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm not sure what everyone's schedules look like.
Wait, he wants to meet with just you.
Oh, is this another interview? I'll bet he wants to get to know me better in my intro. Top one. Is this going to be like the Warp Tech interview?
No, it'll be a much more casual conversation. He wants to talk about your gear, not your team performance.
Gotcha, the core thing. That sounds good.
So, will you meet him?
Sure.
Great! You can meet him at the cafe after lunch.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'll be there. Thanks, Yuna.
No problem.
Was that today or tomorrow? I already forget. After saying goodbye, she hangs up. By the time I end the call, Cowdy is nowhere in sight. That's probably for the best, honestly. Our chat didn't end on such a great note. Since I came here to practice, I climb into Eagle and start up a simulated match. After I've practiced a few rounds, I shut down the simulators and climb out of Eagle. I can tell my reaction times are improving. I'm sure with a little more practice I'll be ready to face Onabugeisha. Since I have some extra time, how do I want to spend the rest of my afternoon? Let's see about... We can take this time to see more about Mayu, get to know her a little bit better, because again, teammate. And I'm curious to see if anything about her and Sho will pop up. Mayu and I discovered we both share an interest in music. She plays the violin while I play the piano. I did not know that. After we got talking about music, Mayu promised she'd play for me. True to her word, Mayu did end up playing for me. I jokingly mentioned we should start a band, but she was receptive to the idea, so we decided to go for it. What? I did not agree to this. I make my way to the music room. I finally convinced Mayu we should expand the band, and we're now holding auditions for our newest member. I don't approve of this. This is too much of an extension. This is branching off into something new. After Mayu played for me for the first time, she loosened up a lot, and we've been jamming regularly together. I found a flyer for local musicians. The community is sponsoring a talent night for both bands and solo artists. I know Mayu and I are ready to compete, and after much cajoling, I got her agree to sign up. The only problem is a band is considered 3 or more people. Neither one of us wants to perform alone, so the only thing left to do is recruit a 3rd member. Mayu was already setting up the music room when I arrive. Hey, Mayu. She pauses and smiles when she sees me.
Hi, you made it.
I did, yeah.
I mean, of course you made it, but you're early, which is nice.
Fair, that's fair. I clicked. Do I click again? Click. Did my game crash? No! Her voice fades and she drops her gaze. Crap, did you say something else? At least it didn't crash though. I'm a little nervous too. Mayu flashes me an appreciative smile.
I hope we find someone good.
Me too, yeah. Same here.
There will only be singers auditioning today, right?
Yeah, I think having a vocalist will best complement our sound. Mayu nods.
I agree.
I help her move some of the clutter to the corner of the room and set up a long table with chairs in the middle of the room for us to sit. This is the judge's table. Mayu sits at the table while I poke my head out in the hall. Will the first audition please enter the room? As I return to my seat, a short student with slicked back hair walks in. They're not even trying with that silhouette then. He's changed out of his uniform and his shirt hangs loosely over his small frame. I squint to get a better look and notice his shirt is decorated with all types of footwear, sandals, flip-flops, etc. Like, that's not slicked back hair, that's not, like, short. This is going to be interesting. Mayu's brow is furrowed and she wears a hesitant smile. She seems just as apprehensive as I am. Hello, what's your name? The boy wears a goofy grin. Hi, I'm Bill Hang. What are you going to sing today? Oh, now you have a voice. Now you have a voice, Bill Hang. Mayu and I glance at each other. This was a popular song back when we were kids. I nod. Whenever you're ready. Bill flashes us another lopsided grin. As he belts out a tune, he begins to bounce his knees and stiffly jerk his hips from side to side. He sings in a monotone, and his cadence feels almost robotic. Paired with his strange dancing, he reminds me of someone gaining use of their limbs for the first time. Oh. I glance over at Mayu, who has a forced smile frozen on her face. Her eyes seem almost panicked. Finally, he finishes and waits expectantly for our feedback. At least you've got spirit. Yo, dog! My dog can sing better than that. I'm not British. I feel like this is condescending, but yo dog also seems condescending in the fact that it's like not taking it seriously, or it could lead into a compliment, which I don't want to do. I'm gonna go at least you got spirit. I put on my most comforting smile. Thanks for coming out. Bill continues to stare at me as if expecting more. You had great passion in your performance. Bill stares stoically as I give him my feedback, then looks expectantly at Mayu. She fidgets under his gaze as she tries to find something to say.
Well, it was... You were very brave to
We're
sing in front of
trying.
us, and I think it's great that you did.
She nods, seemingly satisfied with her review. I'm about to dismiss him when someone else interrupts me.
Excuse me, but are you in the wrong room? This
Is that
audition
Simon
is for
Cowell?
Singers. I'm not sure what you thought you were doing up there, but it certainly was not singing.
Simon Cowell. I told you though, I'm not British. Another student sits beside Mayu. He's wearing an ace uniform without teal stripes, so he isn't a pilot. Mayu merely glances over at the student, but otherwise doesn't react to his presence. Maybe he's one of her music friends. She must have asked him to sit in on our auditions and help us judge who would be a good fit. Despite the new guy's scathing comments, Bill doesn't seem fazed. Again, the wrong thing, which is upsetting because earlier in this game they actually wrote unfazed correctly. So,
I did my very best, and that's all I could have done.
that's right, Bill. Thank you.
I have no professional training, but I am very glad of my performance.
Mayu smiles encouragingly.
That's great. Thank you for coming by.
Interesting choice of voice. Yeah, thanks, we'll be in touch. Mayu's friend crosses his arms and waits for Bill to leave. Once Bill leaves, he is immediately replaced by another student. He's still in ace uniform, but contrastly, his long dark hair falls to mid-back and covers one eye. Mid-back? Again, you're not even trying with your silhouettes.
My name is Slasher, and I'll be singing an original song I wrote myself.
That's not smart, dude.
Hi.
He cuts Mayu off in the middle of her greeting and screams in a hoarse voice. Death to all metal? Then why are you singing that kind of genre? Oh gosh. I scream over Slasher before my ears literally begin to bleed. Thank you! I think we've heard enough. Mayu's eyes are wider than I've ever seen and she flinches every time Slasher belts out a word.
Thanks. If you could please stop for a second.
Her friend clamps his hands over his ears and cringes in pain.
Stop, for the sake of our sanity.
Slasher finally quiets down, but looks confused.
Are you trying to turn us all into raving psychopaths? Because the only effect constant yelling has on me is making me angry.
What? I haven't even gotten to the killing part yet. Here, listen.
Mayu and I shout simultaneously. No! Slasher pauses again. Mayu's friend looks like he's about to speak again, but we silence him with death glares. What the heck, dog? I think I've gone deaf. That's energetic. I mean, the thing is, like, that's fine singing and everything. The issue is that it doesn't fit really with our, like, we have a violin and a piano. We don't need someone screaming like that. That's energetic. It's a very rowdy song, and I really liked your energy. In response, Slasher opens his mouth, ready to belt out another line. Mayu immediately stops him.
Wait, your song is definitely
Yeah, see, that's
very
exactly,
original,
that's the kind of
but
critique I wanted to
it's
give.
not quite the direction we're going for this band.
Whatever. You guys can't even begin to comprehend my genius.
Slasher turns on his heel and walks out of the room. I breathe a sigh of relief, but brace myself for the next audition. A girl walks in. She's wearing her ace uniform and has her dark hair pulled back into a messy ponytail. She seems normal so far, but I don't want to get my hopes up. Hello. She smiles warmly and waves.
Hi, my name is Mitsuki.
Mayu seems hopeful.
Feel free to begin whenever you're ready.
Mitsuki nods and takes a deep breath. Her voice shakes as she sings a soft melody, but grows in power as she gains confidence. Mayu and I blink at each other. She's actually good! I close my eyes and find myself getting lost in Mitsuki's voice. Before long, her song is done. Mitsuki waits nervously for our feedback. Mayu stands to her feet so suddenly her chair wobbles.
You were wonderful! You have a powerful voice which would perfectly complement our instruments and the emotion behind your song. I could feel what you were singing!
Mitsuki blushes at Mayu's praise.
Thank you.
When Mayu said, "Yo dog, that was blazing hot," this is it. I'll go with this one. One of my favorite things in the world is when I sit in this chair and meet a star for the first time. You are a star. Well done. Mitsuki breaks into a wide smile. The random guy raises a hand.
Excuse me, but what was that?
Mitsuki blinks, obviously confused. I'm not sure what this guy is talking about either.
This good shy girl act is so played out. Where's the confidence, the fire, and for God's sake, have you ever heard of a comb?
Mitsuki runs her hands through her hair.
I'm sorry. My last class was physical education, and I was running a little late.
I lean closer to Mayu. What's with your friend? He's kind of a jerk.
Wait, I thought he was your friend!
He's just some random dude sitting here. We stare at each other for a second, then focus our attentions on the mystery guy. The chair is empty. Hey. He glances over at us. Who are you?
Excuse me?
He pulls a face of disgust.
How dare you? Don't you know who I am?
No. Mayu shakes her head. The guy scoffs.
Oh. Clearly, I have made a terrible mistake. You peasants wouldn't know greatness if it bit you in the ass.
That's true. That's true. Like, I don't think that anything has really bitten me there. So I'd probably just be really confused by the sensation, you know? It'd take up all of my concentration. With a loud sniff of disdain, he swagalliciously exits the classroom. I just had to read swagalliciously out loud twice! Awkward.
So, did I pass?
Yes! We'd love for you to join the band.
Really?
Yes, absolutely! We have your information.
That was so weird.
So we'll let you know when our next practice will be, and hopefully we'll see you there.
Thank you. Yes, I'll be there. Okay, thank you again.
Grinning from ear to ear, Mitsuki practically skips out of the room.
Is it strange that I feel kind of nervous?
How come?
I don't know. I'm really excited.
I think it's a good
I'm
thing
really
then, yeah.
getting ideas for new pieces that will incorporate her voice. So, I don't know why I'm so nervous.
It's probably because after how bad those previous auditions were, you're hoping this one good audition isn't a fluke.
Maybe.
She smiles at me.
We should probably clean up. I think our reserved time is running out.
We only had time for 3 auditions? I mean, it makes sense that if we accepted, we'd end, but the fact that our reserved time, we only had time for 3, that seems bad. After Mayu and I clean up the music room, we part ways so she can go to class. I can't wait to see what kind of music the 3 of us will create together. I make my way towards the cafe to meet with our account manager from Dashu. I try to anticipate what kind of questions he'll ask about Eagle so I can have answers ready. Yuna said this wasn't an interview, but I still want to make a good impression. It's probably going to be about the core and everything, you know. As I enter the cafe, I sweep my gaze across the room and spot a man wearing a Dashu jacket. That must be him. After ordering a cup of coffee, I walk over to greet him. Hello? The man... I don't see Dashu on his jacket. The man faces me, and I'm surprised by how young he looks. He only seems to be a couple of years older than us. I'm Riz, the pilot for Eagle from Ace 204911. He smiles and gestures to the seat across from him. I accept the seat.
Thanks for meeting me on such short notice. As I'm sure you know, I'm Yuri Ariev, your account manager with Dashu.
Are you Russian? A waitress places our drinks on the table. He takes a sip from his drink and seems pleasantly surprised. That must be some good coffee.
I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I am curious about a few things.
About Eagle?
Eagle?
He looks genuinely confused. I guess my intel was incorrect.
No, about Hyperdrive.
Hyperdrive? That was the team I played for at CINY. Looks like Yuri did his homework on me. Sure, ask away. I'll try to answer the best I can. He smiles.
I am more interested about the team and sponsorship dynamics in the West. I've researched that companies have official teams in the school rather than just sponsoring a different team from time to time.
Companies have official teams in a school rather than just sponsoring a different team from time. I don't know. I'm not even entirely sure what that means, but he knows so good. I nod. That's right.
Hyperdrive is an S-ranked division team at CINY.
Oh, I was
It's quite
S-ranked
the
in an S.
accomplishment.
Wow.
I can see why you transferred into Ace with a history like that.
I can too. I didn't know I was that good. Hard work paid off. I'm a natural. I was just their primary backup. I'll go with this one. Thank you. I practiced a lot and studied to make sure my application was strong from both sides. Yuri seems pleased by my answer.
What were your teammates like?
Hyperdrive had about 20 pilots on the team. I didn't know all of them well, but I made a few friends. Yuri takes another sip from his coffee. So, 20 people on that team? We only have 4 on these teams. That's interesting.
Ah, yes. I've heard the official company teams tend to recruit purely from an efficiency and winning standpoint. There's even internal competition within the team to see who are the strongest pilots.
I nod.
Which means your solo rank must have been strong if you were the primary backup after the starting 4.
Yeah, although I can't say everyone was pleased with the first year being a primary backup. Yuri chuckles.
I take it the more senior members of the team weren't pleased.
Yup. Because of that, most of the people I considered to be close were other first years, but some of the seniors who were already on the starting lineup would help me train.
Sounds like there was a very split dynamic among the team.
It does sound like that,
Surprising,
yeah.
given how large it is. It's hard to foster close camaraderie when everyone competes for the same spots.
There were definitely a lot of cliques that formed within the group. I tried to stay away from any drama and was just focused on bringing up my rank.
How well do you think that model works compared to the model here?
I pause. The pressures are different, but I do believe smaller teams make more efficient teams. Or smaller teams make more efficient teams. You're more invested in your personal training and development, not because there's a looming pressure that someone is just a number away from replacing you, but because you're an important member of your team. And of course, you end up fostering closer relationships with your teammates. But the whole sponsorship process here is incredibly imbalanced. Yuri nods understandingly. Honestly, I'm grateful you agreed to sponsor us. We were rejected a few times before, and Yuna was really disappointed by how unwilling most companies were to consider us.
Your team at Ace is a little unique. Even though you guys are an S-ranked division team, because you're a new team with no history of performance, you're also considered high risk.
High risk?
Yeah, it's hard to gauge whether your team is a strong up-and-comer or if your entry into this division was a fluke. Most
Right.
companies don't like that uncertainty.
Fair enough, they want consistency, I guess, yeah. If that's the case, how come you decided to take that risk? He grins.
I know good talent when I see it.
Ah,
If
alright.
I'd been too afraid to take risks, I never would have landed Yudai. When I signed him on, he was a new pilot but already showed so much potential.
That's Yuna's big brother, right? Yudai? He looks wistful.
What happened to him was tragic. The least I could do is to help his sister, especially after seeing how his death affected her.
Wait, what happened?
You don't know?
He falters.
You should probably talk to Yuna.
Oh, sure. An uncomfortable silence settles while we both sip at our drinks. Once he downs the last of his coffee, he checks his phone, then smiles politely.
I have to run to another meeting. Thanks again for stopping in to chat with me, and I'm sure we'll see each other soon.
Thanks. It was nice to meet you. I say my goodbye and take another sip of my drink as I watch him leave. What happened to Yuna's brother? How come she never mentioned him to me? Because I didn't spend enough time with her, but I did read it in the paper, like, early on in the game. Shortly after I met her, I believe, that something happened to Yudai. Questions raced through my mind, but I cleared them away as I finished my drink. I shouldn't drive myself crazy thinking about questions I don't have the answers to. The next time I see Yuna, I'll ask. In the meantime, I still have time before I should go home. What should I do to clear my mind? Kaori. The match against Onabu Geisha lingers in my mind. I've watched some replays of their past matches, and they are predominantly a melee-oriented team. My best practice against them would be to practice with Kaori in Aura. She doesn't answer when I call, but I make my way to the hangar anyway. When I arrive, I see Kaori is already in a simulation match. No wonder she's not answering her phone. After grabbing her attention, she agrees to play against me. I boot up Eagle and enter into a simulation with Aura. Time to kick butt. Hopefully. Am I just already... Okay, Aura thrust forward with an aggressive stab. Dodge easily. I easily dodge her attack. Her gear loses balance and stumbles forward. Counterattack. Eagle uses counterattack. It's super effective, Pokemon. Aura has fainted. I mean, has been depowered. Kaori's frustration is audible through the comm. This marks her 4th consecutive loss. She's playing too aggressively and not planning out any tactics. Oh, she must still be bothered by May. Let's take a break.
No! We need to keep practicing.
I'd like to take a break. This isn't really practice for me. No, you're sucking too much. I'd like to take a break for a minute. I need to get a drink. We can continue after.
Fine.
See, making it about me, though, not like it seems like it's any fault of her, you know? Aura disconnects from our virtual simulation. I do the same, then hop out of my cockpit and reconvene with Kaori at her gear. Her arms are crossed, and she has a sour look on her face. Kaori? She looks up at me. Hi. She blinks at me rapidly before her arms fall her side, and she sighs.
Hi.
I know better than to ask if you're okay, but...
Yes, I am. Sorry about earlier.
No, it's okay.
It's just, we absolutely can't lose to Onabu Geisha.
You say that differently than most people. We won't. What's the big deal anyway? Then get your head in the game. I want to ask about this, yeah. What's so important about beating May's team?
It's nothing to do with May.
I blink at her heated reaction. I never said it did.
With Strike X being disqualified from our original match, we have a rare chance to really jump our rating if we beat Onabu Geisha.
That makes a lot of sense. Our MMR will get a hefty boost if we win. I'm not fully convinced that's the only reason, but she does have a point. Then we'll give it our all. Kaori nods. Her spirits seem to be lifted. I'm glad we got that sorted out. Kaori nods, but can't quite hide her yawn. She covers her mouth, and after taking another look at her, I notice bags under her eyes. It looks like she used makeup to cover it up so I wouldn't notice. Kaori wears makeup? Someone stayed up all night. I'm worried about you. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. We've been over this, Kaori. You have to take care of yourself or you'll get sick.
What are you talking about?
The yawn, the bags under your eyes. Kaori shakes her head.
I'm fine.
I cross my arms and look at her sternly. My look doesn't change.
Okay, maybe I spent a little extra time at the daycare this week. And brought some marking work home.
And how long did you stay up doing that?
Just until like 2 a.m. It really wasn't that bad.
2 a.m.?
I don't know why you're making this into such a big deal. Stop worrying about me.
I can't stop worrying about you. Kaori blinks. I just realized how that sounded. I mean, as my teammate, that's exactly what I meant. Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, you know, I mean it. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Kaori waits for me to correct myself, but I don't. She furrows her brow and seems a little confused by how to respond.
If I do, will you stop, annoying me so much about it?
She's starting to sound like herself again. Yes.
Okay, but I'd only be doing it so you'd stop pestering me.
I smile. Works for me. Should we get back to training?
Yes, of course.
Absolutely. So even though I selected the whole, like, I meant exactly that. I didn't say anything else. Which to me would have been the don't comment, so I don't know how they're working that exactly in the game. We head back into our gears and load up another simulation match. Cowdy is more focused than before and no longer making such rash decisions. That's good. Ultimately, we end up getting a solid training session from our duels. Before long, it becomes late and we say our goodbyes before heading home. As I enter the house, I hear soft giggles coming from the living room. A tuft of blonde hair peeks over the couch. Another wave of giggles floats from the couch, but ceases abruptly as I step closer. Again, wave ceases is what it should have been. Nikki hangs up the phone and turns around to greet me.
Hi, big bro.
Hi. I plop down next to her. Who was that guy? Her eyes grow wide.
How did you know I was a guy?
Who else could it be? You just told me You just told me. I didn't, but I do now. She pouts.
That's tricky.
So, who was it?
No one.
Doesn't sound like no one.
He's just a classmate.
I reach around and grab Nikki's phone while she's distracted. Oh, I'm so mean.
No, give it back.
She screams in my ear as she leaps over me, reaching towards her phone. I fend her off and keep the phone away from her grasping hands. As she continues to struggle, I worm my way off the couch and flip through her call list before she can scramble to her feet. That's so rude of me. The last dialed number is to a Ken. What kind of weird Japanese name is Ken? Nikki snatches the phone right as I speak, then pummels my chest with her fists.
Oh my god, you are such a jerk.
I agree, that was a jerk move. I apologize. Is he even a real person?
Of course he is.
But his name is Ken.
You're the worst.
She hits me hard one last time before turning on her heel and storming upstairs. When she's halfway to the top, she pauses.
And by the way, Ken means strong in Japanese.
Nikki stomps into her room and slams the door. Oh yeah. Oops. Still, Ken. Ha ha ha. I hear laughter. Is that me? Did I just laugh out loud? Kaito's leaning against the doorway behind me, a broad smile on his face. I jump when I see him. First Akira and now Kaito. How is everyone always sneaking up on me?
That's good. Ken is a funny name. It's like Yen.
Ken does rhyme with yen. Well done, Kaito. I'm just thinking more like Barbie, you know, Ken dolls. He continues laughing at his joke, then gradually calms down.
Why does your face look like that?
Hey, I'm sorry my genetics aren't perfect. Like what? I always look like this.
No, like this.
He mimics the look of cringing and disbelief. What? I should go do my homework.
Good idea. Get smart.
I slowly head towards the stairs, still unsure about what just happened. Same, honestly. As I walk up the steps, I can still hear faint chuckles from Kaito and the echoes of Ken Yen. I'm glad he enjoyed that, though. Since I was already in my room, I caught up on studying until it was time for sleep. Cool.